What's up, everybody? It's the Inhuman one here, and today I'm going to tell the dark tale of a cute little kitty named Kiki and her journey through an abandoned research facility in a mechanized suit of armor. Yeah, I couldn't have made that up if I tried. If you guessed the name of the game was Gato Roboto, then you, my friend, have excellent taste. So without further ado, let's get right into the surprisingly somber plot of Gato Roboto. The Metroid-inspired journey begins with Captain Gary and his pet kitty cat Kiki en route to Earth 2. While traveling to their final destination, they detect an emergency beacon coming from a long-abandoned research station. Being the ever-diligent space cop, Captain Gary requests permission to respond to the beacon and investigate the alleged disturbance. His leadership obliges, and as if on cue, Kiki accidentally paused the control console, sending both pet and master to a crash landing on the surface. As a result of their not-so-textbook landing, Captain Gary is left immobile and injured inside the craft. Fortunately, Kiki is left relatively unharmed and is sent on a journey to locate the source of the beacon and report to her captain. Before long, Kiki locates a mechanized suit of armor and encounters strange creatures throughout the facility. Over time, Kiki gains new abilities, and with them, access to secret areas that provide some insight to what occurred at the site. A log entry from the aptly named guard Jimbo states that the scientists selected to work at the facility had turned on the employees, reprogramming the security systems to attack the unsuspecting guards. Furthermore, Jimbo states that those who weren't killed were turned into monstrosities. Well, if you're asking yourself, why would the scientists commit such atrocious acts of violence on unsuspecting victims? I'll indulge you. The guards were less than innocent. From the beginning of Dr. Heinrich's assignment at the research facility, the guards poked fun at him, constantly pestering him with insults, bullying him, and outright alienating him from the others. The doctor had been tasked to engineer biological weapons for the alleged betterment of the galaxy, under the guise of beefing up the robotic defense program. His goal was to create creatures from existing life forms that would prove formidable in combat. Overwhelmed by the constant negativity and the dark nature of his work, Dr. Heinrich found solace in man's best friend, the guard dog Barkley. Unfortunately, Barkley had a fatal condition that threatened his health and deteriorated his quality of life. Desperate to care for Barkley, Dr. Heinrich utilized all available resources, even those belonging to the defense program, to prolong the inevitable death of his only friend. Before long, the guards took notice and planned to place him in custody, but not before the doctor took matters into his own hands. In an act of desperation, Dr. Heinrich used a machine to transfer his consciousness into the body of a mouse, the same mouse that Kiki encounters and defeats on a number of occasions. After several defeats, the mouse, aka Dr. Heinrich, capitalizes on an opportunity to capture the captain and conduct one of his last experiments. After gaining entry to the heavily guarded lab, Kiki confronts the scientist and watches firsthand as Dr. Heinrich, in the form of a mouse, transfers his consciousness into the incredibly conditioned and battle-ready body of Captain Gary. In his newly equipped vessel, Dr. Heinrich is now prepared to enact the final part of his plan, which is to transfer Barkley's consciousness from his debilitated form into the able body of Kiki the kitty. After an intense final battle, Kiki's mech is all but destroyed. All of a sudden, Barkley breaks free of the containment capsule and turns on the only human that ever truly cared for his well-being, in order to finally put the old, broken scientist to rest. In Metroid-style fashion, the research facility begins to self-destruct, and both feline and canine make way to an escape pod. Together, they retreat to a safe zone in space and seem to remain there contemplating the loss of their former human companions in silence. And that is the end of Kiki's story. Or is it? It's the Inhuman one, signing out.